Welcome everyone to our next Season 4 Basics Update video. This one will focus on Marduk. Marduk players are going to be extremely happy as he only received one outright nerf and another half nerf while everything else was a buff. And not just small buffs, but some very strong buffs. So let's jump into it. We'll start with the two nerfs because quite frankly, I don't think they're that bad. The first one, which is a total nerf, is a 5-point damage reduction on his down back 2+4 ground grab. So from 40 down to 35. To be honest, 40 was an absurd amount to begin with, so this is just to scale back the damage a bit, but 35 damage is still a ton of damage for that grab. Considering that this is a part of a true mix-up at the wall, Marduk players are not going to cry too much about this. The second nerf is only a half nerf. Full crouch 1+2 was changed from -4 to -7 on block. While this is unfortunate, the move also has a lower hitbox, making it more consistent in that respect, so it should whiff a lot less in juggles and stuff, and it's still safe. Most Marduk players aren't spamming this to begin with in the neutral, so again, this is not something that's going to break Marduk players' hearts. If anything, if the lower hitbox turns out to be significant in making juggles more consistent, this might ultimately turn out to be an overall buff. And now to all these for sure buffs. We'll start with the minor ones first. VTS forward 1-4 is now -9 instead of -10. So in situations like at the wall where the pushback might be limited, it can still not be punished. Next, down 1 got an increase in range. It's a solid move, so being able to use it farther out now will help give it a little bit more utility. Moving on, much like the Kings, Marduk's forward half circle forward 1 grab got a tracking buff. Aside from it advancing grabs are still not homing or anything, so you can still very much step this grab, but it'll nab your opponents a little more often now. Next, 1-2 forward 1 on counter hit now leaves your opponent closer. Mostly a quality of life change, but you shouldn't ever have to worry about not getting a juggle from this now. Another quality of life change, VTS down 1+2 got a range buff on the second hit, so you should see it whiff a lot less often when the first hit connects. This would sometimes happen at tip range or at the wall or something like that. No change on block, so it'll still always whiff if the first hit gets blocked. Now to some more sizable buffs. Back 2 was buffed on hit from +1 to +4. This is pretty significant for a mid-homing move that's already safe on block and gives a counter hit juggle and has a lot of range. Now on hit, something like down forward 4 is unbeatable except for certain parries and armor moves. This makes it a lot easier to continue your pressure regardless of how the move lands. Another quality of life change, but a fairly significant one, back forward 1+2 is now performed with quarter circle forward 1+2. This now means that you can do forward 1+2 directly from a backdash without having to worry about getting that pesky back forward 1+2 move. Forward 1+2 is your quick long range knockdown with Punisher, so now being able to do that immediately after a backdash is very significant. Next, down forward 4-2 got a couple of huge buffs in that the first hit is now -4 instead of the more atrocious -9, so you can now use it like a more normal pressure poke. The second hit also now has a lower hitbox, so you should no longer have to worry about those silly instances where the first hit would land, but the second would whiff, which would sometimes happen when trying to punish at max range. Of course, this should also help make juggles that use it more consistent. Next, I'm going to talk about 2 buffs in one. First, down forward 3 and all of its variants, such as 1-2-3, got a range increase. This is important because the headbutt follow-up got some significant buffs. The headbutt is now +4 on block as opposed to +0 or neutral, +8 on hit rather than +4, and it can transition to VTS. The headbutt is a 41 damage natural combo when the mid kick connects, so this is a pretty beefy change. Recall that from down forward 3, you have both down forward 3-1 down 2 and down forward 3 down forward 1 to deter duckers, so you now have a bigger plus on block option than just down forward 3-1. But getting that kind of bonus advantage on both hit and block and being able to go into VTS is a strong addition to his pressure game. The last change/buff we're going to talk about is the game changer for Marduk. His new move, up forward 1-2, is an I-12 natural combo. This move is so silly for Marduk to have. Not only does this give him a 12 frame Punisher in general, but because of the upwards input, you can do this from crouching, meaning that he now has both a standing and while standing 12 frame Punisher. You can even do this out of VTS. This almost completely eliminates one of his core weaknesses. Did I mention also that both hits are safe on block? There are really only 2 weaknesses to this string. Both hits are high, so it's going to miss against moves that leave the opponent recovering crouch, and it doesn't jail. So if you mess up your punish, you can get ducked and punished back. but still, strong defensive players aren't going to mess up their punishes often, so really, that's not a bad trade-off at all. I've no doubt most Marduk players fainted when they saw this. It's just too good to be true, but here it is, so have fun with that. And that finishes out our list. Overall, Marduk didn't get a lot of changes, to be honest, but holy hell, the ones he got were really good. That new move is just absurd, if I'm being completely honest. Craig was already considered by most to be a top tier character, so I'm shocked they decided to fix a key weakness in his game without really nerfing anything else to compensate. I haven't fully analyzed all of the Season 4 changes yet, but I would be utterly surprised if Marduks don't start just cleaning house. So Marduk players rejoice, your time has come. With that, we're at the end of the video. Again, I'm trying to hammer these Season 4 videos out, so continue to expect one of these every couple days, but also don't forget to like and subscribe here on YouTube. I also try to stream whenever I can, so the link to Twitch is down in the video description below. You'll also find Twitter and Facebook links down there as well. Lastly, consideration for the Patreon is greatly appreciated. Patreon is definitely the best way to support your favorite content creators. Much love to our 2 patrons, Tato and EDM. That support is greatly appreciated. And thank all of you for checking out this video. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you very shortly for some more Season 4 updates.